I'm Guinevere Clark, and I had a poem shortlisted called Bone Maker, and I had a highly commended poem called The Keeper as well, so I'm really honoured. I'm super excited to have achieved the award with Hammond House, and it's a double sense of excitement because the Hammond House Publishing is obviously based in Grimsby. I'm a Grimsby-born poet. I left when I was 18 and I travelled from Swansea yesterday back to Grimsby for the award, and it just feels like I've come full circle. I just feel like I've come home, not just because I've come back to Grimsby, but because I feel like there's a lot of value and respect here at the Literary Festival that Hammond House have organised. So, as I say, I'm a Grimsby-born poet. I was born in Cleethorpes and I grew up on the Wyberswood estate. I have written poetry since I was a child, originally just getting really excited about short stories and describing things. I became very fascinated with the thesaurus, and a thesaurus became one of my nighttime reads. I found it just amazing that one word could mean so many other things, so many other words could relate to that one word, a little bit like a jigsaw puzzle, I suppose. And that supported my short story writing at school. I did well in English, and then I went on to in my teenage years to start writing poems, mainly for sort of catharsis and expression, as teenagers often do, go through a bumpy phase here or there. And my first poem was published when I was 15 in the Grimsby Evening Telegraph. It was a poem about Don and Nook, about the seals down there. So that's the beginning, and then I've gone on since then to do creative writing modules at Manchester Met, and I've done an MA in Wales at Trinity St David's, and I'm now doing a PhD at Swansea in creative writing. So my inspiration of late has been relationships, sexuality, motherhood and place. So strong theme of poetry around my son and pregnancy, birth and early motherhood. And that came out in the shortlisted poem Bone Maker. It talks about single parenting, the experiences of unpartnering, but still being the predominant carer in that situation for the child. And then The Keeper talks about this so aquatic world where a little sort of sea creature that we don't quite know is he human or half human is building a palace made of wedding rings that have been discarded. So the inspiration for that came from a series of random conversations over the years I've had with people about what they do with their wedding rings when they're no longer married. And there's all sorts of things about, I tossed it into a canal in Amsterdam, or I flushed it down the toilet, or I put it in the bin, and that inspired that poem, for example. So about those wedding rings being brought back into beauty, if you like. So I get my inspiration from what people say, from the sea, living obviously by the coast, Grimsby, Lincolnshire, and then on to the southwest Wales coast.